What has become too expensive that it's no longer worth it? It's very rare that I eat out now and consider it good value. Between crappier food and service that has severely gone downhill, it just isn't worth the experience anymore. Alcoholic beverages at events, concerts, sports, etc. $15 to $20 for one beer is absurd. I used to think they were taxing when they cost $8 to $10, but greed is a real thing. The average price for a new car in the US is $47,000. About 3 years ago, I refused to pay $40,000 for a truck. So this year I paid $60,000. Fast food. In my country, you can get an actual meal for a similar price. It's not that fast anymore either. Checked my bank account today and thought, holy shit, that's significantly more than I thought I had. Putting it down to recently quitting tobacco, for month nicotine-free, and quitting fast food, cooking at home instead. Life-changing savings. Goes against the mortgage. Edit. Whoa, this blew up. Thanks for all the kind words, everyone. Hope you all have an awesome and safe holiday period. Airbnb. No kidding. Hotels don't ask you to clean the room and then charge you a crazy cleaning fee. Agreed. Especially in the US. Cleaning fees are exorbitant. It's better to get a hotel and have daily maid service, a pool, unlimited towels, the coffee bar, etc. But if it's a group of people, Airbnb is more economical. Amazon Prime is quickly losing its value. It's still worth 1 to 2 days shipping, but they've got a huge problem with counterfeit items and garbage products in general. There is a paradox with these companies. Google is the world's largest advertiser with $237 billion in advertising revenue, and yet it feels like 90% of the ads I see on YouTube are for outright scams that should be illegal and have no place on any reputable platform. Amazon is the world's second largest retailer, and yet is flooded with fraudulent products and absolute trash. Streaming services. You need to pay for like 3 of them to actually be able to watch what you want. Dude, it's not just the price and the amount of streaming services there are now. What really pisses me off is the ads. The ones that didn't have ads before added them in recent years. So now I'm paying and still having to watch ads. If you ask me, it should either be free with ads or pay to not see any ads, not somewhere in between. I shouldn't have to see ads if I'm paying for it. I get that you can pay more to not see ads, but I'm thrifty, and it just sucks. And it stinks they keep raising the prices of their plans. Concerts. I was recently looking at some concert tickets to bring my kids to their first one. Prices across the board were shocking. I get that major bands will be expensive, but it seemed like everything was crazy. Skiing. When I started skiing in my small town in Colorado, I paid $70 per day, which was not cheap, but I could usually hit about 10 to 15 times a year. Vail in 2024, $329 for one adult for one day. Screw the entitled skiing industry. My equipment is collecting dust in the garage. Pretty much everything but the air we're breathing. These fucking bastards in charge are gonna find a way to monetize that soon, too. Lay's potato chips. One of the first price gougers I saw during COVID lockdown. Your company is dead to me. Houses, I don't think I can ever afford one. There's a house in my parents' neighborhood that is selling for $780K. About 5 to 6 years ago, the neighborhood nearby with much bigger and newer homes was selling homes for $300,000. Donuts. Roughly 37 dozen at the local places near me. They raised their prices 60% 2 months ago. Fortunately, it allowed me to have a reason to stop eating donuts on Sunday. Lego. It's priced me out of the market. I'm now considering buying Fligo, fake Lego, but I also should acknowledge that I probably have enough in my collection. A wedding. I thought COVID would have taught people that one can have a small wedding for a fraction of the cost. No. It taught venues and caterers that there was pent-up demand, and if one couple wouldn't pay their increased prices, there were 10 others in line. Eating out, both takeaway and eating in restaurants. The price has skyrocketed in recent years, with the quality diminishing as well. It's just not worth having. Even the convenience of takeaway is lost as it often takes an age for it to be prepared. I hate to say this, but getting a ready meal from a supermarket is better. Starbucks. I stopped buying coffee there. The other reason is they're no longer a coffee shop, but a candy confectionery. Hotels. My goodness, but prices have taken off. Tripled? It's disheartening. Who is consistently paying $300 or more for basic rooms in basic Tier 2 hotels or highway interchange hotels? $300 used to get you a reasonable room in Manhattan. Now that's a Hilton Garden in a smaller city on a busy night. A Hilton Garden Inn that used to be $89 per COVID. Repeat across every city or rural attraction in existence. For me, it was soda. I had a horrible soda addiction, drinking a 12-pack every day and a half. One day I stopped, and they were on sale for $7.98 each. On sale for almost $8. I knew the price was steadily going up at the time, but what the hell? I got so pissed off I stopped drinking soda right there. Other than a glass when we eat out, I haven't spent a single cent on soda. Nothing but water. Going to the cinema. $18. No thanks. Air travel has become borderline punitive, both in terms of price and just the whole experience. It seems like every year it just gets worse, and is like $100 more for a round-trip ticket than the year before. We live in CA and have family in the Pacific NW, and the price for a 1-hour flight is almost a practical joke. Before COVID, I was traveling all the time. I thought nothing of booking last-minute flights to whatever random destination had a deal. I loved it, and it was a massive part of my identity. Had a kid during COVID, and took a break from traveling. Now that he is older, I have been thinking about starting up again because I miss that sense of adventure. Each time I try, I'm just steamrolled by the prices. And the misery. The airports used to be exciting and magical. Now they are packed animal farms of drudgery and aggression. A quick 40-minute flight to San Diego? That will be $450, please. Want to get to Europe? Sorry, I guess we deleted all our direct flights to anywhere, so that will be 2 layovers, 32 hours of travel time, and $1,900. The planes themselves? I don't know how they managed to make that experience even worse, but they did. And the behavior from other passengers. What in the ever-loving hell are these people doing? Taking off shoes and shoving your feet in between the seats? Yelling and shouting when you want something? Taking people's luggage out of the overheads so you can shove your own crap in there? Pushing and shoving to the front the second the plane lands? WTF is going on? Now I stay at home and garden and raise chickens. Feels like the world is just not fun anymore. Daycare. It's cheaper for my wife to stay home with the kids. It's hard because whichever parent stays home is losing 5 or 6 years of promotions and skill development. Not to mention the huge gap in their resume that's hard to compete with in the job market against people working in the field with more recent experience. It's such a hard choice to make. Being a PC gamer. I remember when $200 was good enough for a mid-range GPU. Now it's seemingly over $1K. One company controlling 85% of the entire market globally ain't helping none too much either. Manicures and pedicures. And manicures aren't even a pleasurable experience anymore. It feels like a chore that I'm paying 3x as much for. Higher education. If the society thinks it's not worth to be educated, something must went very wrong. Expensive but still worth it if you're intentional about it. Hard to do as a younger person, but it still is a key way to open doors for yourself in life. Alcohol. I stopped drinking earlier this year for health reasons partially, but also for monetary reasons. My budget thanked me. Even making your own has gone up substantially. I'm a hard cider guy, and what I paid for a drum of sweet cider a couple of years ago versus now is insane. Still way cheaper than buying it at the store, but ouch. Tickets to most sporting events. I wanted to go to an NBA game recently, and was looking at $28 tickets in the upper deck. Fairly reasonable. When I went to check out, there were an additional $25 of taxes and fees. Sorry, but I'm not paying $50 plus for the worst level of seats in the arena. Get lost. Nights out in town. Join some pals for our annual Christmas night out, which we have been doing for almost 15 years now. My God, it is so expensive. Taxes in and out were close to €75, and then once in a pub, €6.50 to €7 a drink. Never again. Having children. Dogs. Love them and will always have one, but I dread their yearly visits. They need this and this and that. How did dogs survive in the 80s? Chocolate. I'm in the US. We don't have real chocolate here. The fake shit is even too expensive now. Life. Why is everything so expensive? I'm not even having fun. In the comments below, tell us what's gotten so expensive it's just not worth it anymore. And don't forget to check out our other videos.